It's Thursday, January the 30th, and I'm David Song, currency analyst with Daily FX, here to cover a few interesting developments regarding the Dow Jones-FXCM US Dollar Index. At the same time, we'll take a quick look at the euro, of course, ahead of the ECB interest rate decision on tap for the week ahead. But saw a lot of good data coming out of the US economy earlier this morning. Maybe we could say it was a mixed batch of data, but nevertheless, fourth quarter GDP, the advanced print that we saw early this morning came in line with market expectations, saw the world's largest economy grow an annualized 3.2%. However, personal consumption falling a little shy of expectations, but still saw a faster rate of growth than compared to the third quarter. So my take on it, guys, fairly bullish, and again, should give the Fed some more leeway to normalize monetary policy further in the coming months. So yesterday, of course, we got the 10 billion taper, but really my take on that looks as though the Fed did scale back some of its optimism surrounding the U.S. economy. Largely, we saw that sort of mixed commentary surrounding the labor market. So we'll see how that will fare. Of course, the next meeting is on March with Ms. Janet Yellen, the new Fed chairman. So we'll see what takes shape, especially with the Fed policy outlook as we head into some of these key events on tap for, of course, September. We'll be watching those opening ranges, especially ahead of the highly anticipated non-farm payrolls report on tap for next Friday, which is expected to show the U.S. economy adding another 175K jobs during the month of January. And we'll watch to see whether those upper revisions for the December print will come about following that very dismal print that we saw just earlier on in the month. So with that, guys, let's jump into price action. So US dollar index, we're watching this sort of bullish channel. It was threatening trendline support yesterday, but following the taper, 10 billion taper, we got the nice uptick. Looks as though we have carved out a higher low in this series. And for September, we'll be watching the top side targets. Could potentially see a higher high as we, again, see the confirmation in the RSI momentum as well. Nice bullish structure there. But what I would really like to see is a more topside move here, clear the bearish trend that we've been taking note of since basically in December in the RSI structure there. So a lot of key developments that could certainly come into play, but of course NFPs could be a very big one next week. So we mentioned ECB is on tap next week as well. Looking at the euro, guys, certainly under pressure today, watching this nice downward trending channel. So few developments to take note here, guys. So with this in mind, now that it looks as though we carved this lower high just below or right around that 37.15 region, could be poised for a lower low, and right now we're going to be watching that 135 region to the downside. But for the ECB, guys, not expecting much in terms of the interest rate decision itself. Probably going to see them maintain their current policy, but it's the policy statement that we're really going to dig into. Of course, all the speculation that the ECB will in fact further embark on its easing cycle, maybe do its own style of QE, maybe another LTRO. So we'll see if we could get any additional color coming next week. But right now with the euro, certainly bearish outlook in terms of the price, in terms of the RSI signature as well. So we'll be watching the downside targets from here. But again, with the ECB next week, could be a fundamental catalyst, could certainly spark some further downside if we do see some further dovishness coming out of the central bank. But with that, guys, of course, going into that end of the week, just be mindful that we do have the Lunar New Year coming into play, so might see very thin markets, especially going into February. So just keep that in mind. But as always, guys, stay prudent and good luck on your trades.